Family Tree Nuts, we make professional, historic videos all over the country and currently have videos in 25 states and even a few international. Let's face it, nobody wants to read anymore. As a matter of fact, nobody wants to even watch long videos, which is why I'm going to keep this real quick. Moving into the future, how are we going to educate the public on all the historic treasures that are found in every community? We have found the answer. Short, entertaining, and to-the-point videos with lots of shots and views that are relevant to the subject. These videos are shared on social media and are the fastest and least expensive way to educate the community on the history of your area. We have experience working with historical organizations as well as city or county tourism departments and Chamber of Commerce's to produce these videos for their use. Our clients are provided with copies of any video produced as well as online links to the videos that they can easily add to their websites. Let us document and produce videos of just a few or all the historic sites in your area. You will find our rates extremely affordable and well below the industry standard for media production. We are passionate about preserving and documenting as many historical sites as we can, and we would love to work with you. For more information, contact me directly at russ@familytreenuts.org or my personal phone at 859-314-1976. And remember, Family Tree Nuts, let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree. And we are live. We are live. Here we go. Hey, everybody, this is Colonel Russ Carson Jr. with Family Tree Nuts, and I've got a very, very special guest with me tonight. I'm crazy excited about this. You want to tell them who you are?
My name is Timothy Earl King from Richmond, Kentucky, Madison County.
All right, Timothy Earl King. I didn't know that's what your name was. That's a pretty cool name. You know, Earl is royalty, just like King is, isn't it? You couldn't decide. You should have been like Timothy Marquis or Timothy Duke. Timothy Prince King, something like that.
This is my wife, Sheila King.
Yeah. So what's going on? Glad you guys are here. Tim and I go way back. How long have we known each other, Tim?
It's I think 2003.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're right on that. Exactly right on the money, I think. But so I'm really excited about this because you wanted to get your family tree made, and you asked me about it, and I am just absolutely buried. I have projects that I'm in the middle of with lots of different clients, so we passed you on to Dustin Blackson. That's a part of our team here at Family Tree Nuts, and Dustin's been working on your tree, hasn't he?
Absolutely, he has. He asked me a few questions here and there, but we've done good, and he's kept in touch with me and kept going on. So I'm excited about it tonight.
Yeah, and I hope he hasn't told you too much about it. I know it's so hard when you find stuff out not to tell the client what you have found in that tree. And let me tell you, brother, you got some cool stuff.
So well, I'm excited about it. And go ahead.
Yeah, I've had a hard time not telling you all the stuff that's in your tree, man. Kind of thing. This is like Christmas for me, So, but you did we call the Pioneer Package, which is our starter package at Family Tree Nuts. And what we do is we build one of your parents' trees back as far as we can that we can verify. And most of the time we can usually get that into the early 1800s, late 1700s and things, stuff we can verify. We have other packages that we can go way, way, way deeper too. And some really cool stuff. I'm going to hey, before I forget, guys, make sure you chime in. You can comment right on here. Comment where you're from. Comment questions that you have for Tim or comments about what we're talking about. I see that Dustin is actually watching. He says, hey, Tim.
Hey, Dustin. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, buddy. Dustin's done a spectacular job on this tree. So So we'll get started here, and I'll try not to ramble too much, so it's too long. But I'm gonna be hitting you right, left with some information here about what you got going on in your tree. But let's start off. Tell everybody what you know about your tree right now. Before we get started, what do you know about your ancestors?
Well, very little. There's wise tales in every family, but what I do know is, I think, I do know in the King family, which is my grandpa, my dad's dad, Charlie Lee King was born in 1889. My grandmother, his wife, was born in 1894, and her name was Grace Lee. They both had the same middle name. As far as I know, is Lee, and they were married in God knows when, and that's I don't know a lot of it. I don't. I'm just being honest with you. I don't really know a lot about that.
So you know, back to your grandparents. Do you know anything about your great grandparents?
I do know by verbiage from my dad that my great grandpa, his name was Ide King, and and I do have a great uncle was very well known in the Madison County area, as they call him Preacher Milt, Uncle Milt, which is my grandpa's brother. So that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. So you know a little about that. Do you have any idea on how long your people have lived in the area here in central Kentucky?
Absolutely don't. Years, but in my time.
Yeah, we've got a little community here in Madison County called Kingston, and I've always assumed. I remember 10 years ago, I was like, man, I'd like to do Tim's tree to see how he's connected to Kingston in there. You know, he's bound to be connected, right? So, what do you do? You know what you come from? Do you come from money? Do you come from wild, scandalous people? Do you come from outlaws? Yeah, do you come from God-fearing folk? What do you come from? Do you know?
I would say.
What do you say?
I say God-fearing folks.
I do too. Most of our family are, well-behaved people. Our family is very deep and very broad in this area. So the King family has a well-known name in this area. I'm very proud of my last name, but I don't know a lot about our family name.
You said you're very proud of your family name, and I can promise you one thing, Tim. When we get off of this show, you're going to be way, way prouder of your name. That's what I'm excited to deliver to you. You've got some great stuff in here, man. So, so basically, up to your great grandfather, you know his name, but you don't really know a whole lot about it. Somebody was a preacher, and you don't know how long y'all been here in this area and stuff like that. So, you ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. Let's get it done.
Let's go, man. So, you know your dad, of course. Huh?
I said, I hope my family's watching tonight.
Yeah, buddy. If they won't, you can always send it to them later. That's the other thing, guys. People think that you have to watch it live because it's a live show. This will be it's on our Facebook channel and it's on our YouTube channel, and it will forever be on our YouTube channel. So you'll be able to search this video here forever, kind of thing. So, and if you like these types of videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that little bell there, and like I say, we're growing leaps and bounds, and appreciate that. But all right, so want to give one more plug out to Dustin, who did your tree there, but did a spectacular job. And you're getting ready to get a report about this here in a day or so. It's almost done. He's been on me. He wants to get it to you so bad. He's so excited about these results, and I better shut up and get on with it. So we know your dad's dad.
Let me say this, Dustin. Before we get too far into it, Dustin has really been a really good person to us. He's kept me in touch and let me know that he's progressing, and I like that about what Family Tree Nuts does. They don't give you information, but they let you know how far they're getting progressed into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's done a great job. Dustin is a, is educated. He just went to Boston University like myself, for genealogy and things. So very knowledgeable and really smart guy. So, so your dad's dad is Charlie King, as you know, and you hit it on the head. He was born in 1889. Do you know where he was born?
I hope Madison County.
Yeah, Madison County, Kentucky. And I wanted to plug this in here. In 1900, that's 120 years ago. We say dates like that, and we don't really think about it. We say in 1900. Man, that was 121 years ago. They didn't have cars back then, kind of thing. They were living out in Kirksville, and that's a trend. That's a trend. They're living out Kirksville way, and he was a farmer. And we've got a couple of cool documents there about your grandfather there. But in 1917, we've got his World War I draft card. Jordan, if you'd like to show pictures 1 and then pictures 2 kind of slowly. Jordan, picture 1. All right, now you see that there. A lot of times, people that do genealogy work, this is a common thing that we see. But here's his World War I registration card. Notice on there's a couple things. It says he was born in Richmond, Kentucky. His birthday's on there. It says he's a farmer. He's married, got a couple of kids. But what's really cool there, Tim, is look down on the bottom. There's his signature.
I see that, Charlie King.
There's your top-off signature. Isn't that cool? And if Jordan, will you show picture number 2? Look at there. It says he was tall, he was slender, he had blue eyes, dark hair. So how about that? I don't know if you knew that or not. It's a neat little thing that you can see to learn a little bit more about your ancestors. You can take that off there now, Jordan. But I also saw in 1920, this is a neat little thing. Here we are 100 years ago, a century ago. He lived in the Kirksville district, but we know he lived in rural Madison County, but it was on Boggs Lane. You know he lived on Boggs Lane. I know you know where Boggs Lane is.
Really?
Yeah. Out Boggs Lane, and if you run Boggs out, and if you look at a map, it goes out near Sherwin-Williams, modern day, and it used to dead end into Duncannon area down there. So that's probably, the road is probably gone where they lived there, but that's where they were living. You can know that your people 100 years ago were living right out there on Boggs Lane. You should drive there tomorrow.
Wow.
Hey, they would need old Charlie's wings or chicken strips.
Yeah, that's right. And the next thing I want to show is this World War II draft card. Jordan, if you could show picture number 3. Jordan, if you could show picture number 3. There we go. So you see there, Charlie King, just like you said, but look at his address there, Rural Route 1, Batesville, Ripley, Indiana, which I know you knew that they lived in Indiana. Of course, your grandmother's name is there, and it says his employer is Nelson Steinkamp, which probably, I don't know who that is right off the top of my head, but it's probably a farmer. He was probably working for a farmer. And if you want to show picture number 4, Jordan. Well, can't see the top of the picture there. It's a little bit zoomed in there, but that what it says there on the top there is that he was 5'10", 165 pounds, had blue eyes and gray hair. Tim, do you have blue eyes? I don't know. I might have lost him.
I heard that my grandpa, Charlie King, was gray-haired by his mid-20s.
There you go. Well, that's cool. And like you, I guess, right? So, but, at least you got it. At least it's still there, right?
That's right. I'll take the hair over the color any day.
Right. So now moving on to your great grandfather, you did know his name. His name is I.D. I.D.E. I've seen it Josiah. I saw it I.D. and things like that. But he was born June 22nd, 1862 here in Madison County. Do you know what was going on in 1862? Civil War.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Civil
I
War.
said he was born in, Ide King was born June 22nd, 1862 in Madison County. And that was right during the Civil War.
Wow.
Did I lose you? Are you there? So.
Wow. That's Ide King.
Ide King, yep. And he was a farmer who lived around the Kirkville area until early 1900s. In 1908, his wife passed away, his great-grandmother. And 1910, he's living as a farmhand out in Waco. And that is another common theme. You will find Kirksville and you will find Waco/Ellison in your tree, deep, deep, deep as we go here. And by the area and stuff like that. 1930, he remarried and he lived out Silver Creek Road out near Kirksville.
Silver Creek, that's where the Kings are dominant. And I have a good favorite cousin of mine, Greg King, Preacher Greg, that tries to look up our family tree, and I've heard a few things about that.
Yeah, deep roots. So I wanted to bring you up because when you're out running these roads and stuff like that, when you drive out that area, you know that more than 100 years ago, your people were right there. You're running those same roads, and I think that's pretty cool. As people spread out all over the country, your roots are pretty deep right here. And then we know that, Jordan, if you'd like to show picture number 5. Jordan, if you could show picture number 5 there. He died in 1940. We got a little bit of delay there. There we go. There we go. Now that is his death certificate right there. And you see that he was 75 years old. It's got his parents listed on there and things. And former was his second wife, that Josie there. But you see on the right in the middle, it says he died of bronchial pneumonia. And below that, it talks about some other issues that he had. And it says that he was an asthmatic, said he had asthma. Does anybody in your family have asthma?
No. I will say this, when I was younger, I had it as a child, but I outgrew it.
Okay.
But Josie was his second wife's name?
Yeah.
Wow.
So later in life, after his wife died, it would have been like 1920s there. I can dig deeper in there and find that out. But the reason I brought that up about the asthma is a lot of times people, these family traits that are passed down, especially in adoptees, they want to know family stuff, so that your great-grandfather was an asthmatic, kind of thing. So we're going to talk about some new stuff. Now, going back a little further, now we're going to your great-grandfather, 2 greats. His name was William. He went by Billy King. Billy King. That's like Billie Jean King, right? A little different, I guess, right? But he was born in 1837 in Madison County. Again, 1837, Tim. We're almost 200 years back now.
Wow, Russ. This is blowing me away. I have a few cousins that are named Billy. And I will tell you this right now. I'm very emotional. So if I cry, y'all forgive me. I'm very emotional.
We will. Yeah. It is an emotional thing, brother. It really is. These are your people. These are your DNA. These are who made you. And you're going to find as we move forward here with this, there's a couple things that could happen along the way that there would be no Tim King kind of thing. But a few people escaped a few things. But so Billy King. Now I'll go ahead and tell you, his name was Junior. So his dad was William King also. But so if you've got a couple cousins, that's an old family name there. So at William King. So born in 1837. In 1850, Jordan, if you could show picture number 6, and this is going to be relevant here in a second. Picture number 6. There we go. It's a little zoomed out. You can't see it. What that is, that's the 1850 census. And of course, he's living with his dad, William, there. And of course, it says his dad is a farmer. But They're there in the middle there. They're about a third of the way down or so is the family. Then a little bit further down is some hoppers. And that's relevant here in a second because it really, I had to, Dustin did some digging there, and then I was double checking and things. We had to do some digging to figure something out there. But you can come back to us there, Jordan. And well, actually, Jordan, if you would show picture number 7, 1856, picture number 7. What this is right here, Tim, this is the marriage bond for your great-great-grandparents to get married.
Wow.
Notice on the top, it's a bond. William King and I'm William Hopper. Why Hopper? Okay, what is that? First of all, a marriage bond is actually a legal deal between usually the father of the bride and the groom, and says basically, I'm going to marry your daughter, or I'm going to pay you a bunch of money. And it's in this document here. I think it says $100 in this document if he does not marry her. Now, as we scroll to the bottom, I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, by the way, you're going to get all these documents in a report form. It's already done, kind of thing. This is already in a report that you're going to be able to have forever. But if you go down about 3/4 of the way down, notice it says William X. King. Do you see that? Are you with me, Tim?
Yes, I do. I see it.
You see where it says William X. King?
Yes.
Why is there an X right there? It says Mark underneath the X.
Maybe couldn't read or write.
Yep, that's right. That's right. You find that very, very common in there. Surely, some people would say that would be a sign of ignorance, but absolutely not. These people didn't need to a lot of times learn to read and write things. They had to work on that farm. But if you could show that picture again, Jordan, put that back up. There's one more thing I want to point out on that. Down on the bottom, you can't read those words right there. But what that does is, William King marries Nancy King. You see that at the top of that picture right there. Wait a second. Was that a mistake? King? But then on the bottom, you see how it talks about there was a certificate for William King proving that he's the father of William King. But then there's also a certificate that's been provided from Edmund King, proving that he is the father of Nancy King. And it's given to William Hopper to do that. So I don't know where William King was at the time, but William Hopper basically was the stand-in. You can come back to us, Jordan, if you'd like. So what are we noticing here? William King's marrying Nancy King. What do you think that means?
Were they kin to each other?
Yes.
And what year?
William King's dad, William King, and Nancy King's dad, Edmund King, were brothers.
You're kidding.
I mean, okay. There we go.
Kentucky, brother. We laugh and joke about this kind of thing all the time, but this is incredibly common, no matter where you live in the United States, kind of thing. It's more common in rural areas and stuff like that. But yeah, they were first cousins, and it's not, it had a different nostalgia back then, kind of thing. So I debated on telling you that one. Isabel King Walton, I'm sure you know who that is, says, I'm done. She said, I'm done. So,
what year was that?
1856.
1856.
Wow. Hey, that means we are lovable.
That's right. Yeah, kept it in the family. We don't allow no outsiders in here. But that ain't our last connection either, by the way. But that's pretty. I want you to know that anybody that does genealogy finds that pretty much in everybody's tree, kind of thing. So if you go back far enough, you had to marry who the heck was around you. And you already told me that your family was big and spread out and had tons of kids and all that stuff. So it'd be hard to find people that wasn't kin. So Joshua Clayton, he's in Missouri. He said, yeah, that's very common. So yeah, no big deal there at all. Okay, one more picture there. Picture number 8. Picture number 8, Jordan. We're getting ready to get to some real cool stuff here. All right, that is the 1880 census. You see William there is in yellow, and Nancy there is his wife. And then they've got the kids listed below there. Shows that he's a farm laborer. But to the right there in yellow, what it says there is that he has bilious attack. Bilious attack. What the heck does that mean? You ever heard that before? It's an ailment. You can go back to us, Jordan. It's an ailment that it gives you headaches. Basically, your liver creates extra bile, and it makes you sick all the time. So that was listed as an ailment on there. So I don't know if that's like gastric reflux disease or something like that of today, but I just wanted to point that out. It's another ailment that you see. I always look for stuff like that as a genealogist. I try to find out what is there to be found, kind of thing. And maybe somebody in your family has had that same type of thing.
I guess genes handing down different things.
Absolutely. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. In my family, it's great big butts. We all got them. So in my family, so. Yeah, grandma, everybody. So if you're a blood person,
that's right. At least you're coming up with the truth.
Yeah, buddy. So now we go to your great grandfather, your William King Sr. Okay. No, wait, I'm sorry. Your third great grandfather, great William King Sr. Now he was born in 1802. Do you want to guess where he was born?
Okay.
What do you say?
I said, I hope Madison County.
Actually, no. He's born in Virginia. Born in Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And by a few of his documents say that he was born in Kentucky, but other documents say that he's born in Virginia. Now, what that means is more than likely he moved at a young age into Kentucky. And I'm getting ready to lead into that in a second here. But we know by 1831 that he was definitely living in Estill County, Kentucky. Jordan, if you could show picture number 9. Picture 9. What you're looking at there is as a marriage certificate of your great grandparents, William King and Lucy Wells, on the 16th day of July, 1831. Tim, that's 190 years ago.
In Estill County.
In Estill County.
Wow.
They lived in eastern or western Estill County there in that same area, the Waco, Elliston area. But isn't that pretty cool right there? That's a 190-year-old document of the marriage of your third great grandparents.
You said Waco, Elliston area?
Yep.
Wow.
And yeah, man. So if you want to come back to us there, Jordan, it appears, now here's where we fade off with the documents that we can quickly prove. Now I have delved deeper into your tree a little bit, but this is where our pioneer package stops, kind of thing, because we've only chased one line here. You can see the amount of work that's been done, but it appears that your King people, there was a man named Major King that moved into Estill County, Kentucky from Virginia right about the turn of the century, early 1800s. And I think that that's probably your uncle. We did find a quick will from him that his name was Major King, where he was willing his property. He owned a ton of property there in Estill County. He owned a couple slaves, was in his will and things like that. And it appears right now, because this is where we stop at the tree, but it appears that's probably your ancestor, your third great grandfather's brother. That's what it looks like right now. So they came over there. So we can definitely delve back in there. It looks like the King family goes even deeper, that we're able to find. I did just some quick running without spending any time on that. It looks like you might have been in this United States, the Kings back into the 1600s. But I've got to do some. Dustin needs to do some more work if you'd like on that too. But so now we're going to. What do you think about that?
Oh my goodness! I'm telling you what, Estill County. I go there all the time with my job, and I was just in Beattyville, Owsley County. That is family that I was never ever aware that they walked in that on the grounds there. That blows me away, and I'm so proud of that.
Yeah. Well, what's really cool about that is your last name, your direct male line has been here over 200 years. 200 years right 200, here.
200 years.
You know, that if anybody's in Madison County and it's you, kind of thing. So, that's, and if you go back and look at the populations of the county back then, I mean, my gosh, it's just phenomenal. I could talk for half an hour about that. That's emotional when you think about it, isn't it?
Russ, I've got tears in my eyes right now. It's going to take a lot to digest this. I'm tore up.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Absolutely. You should be dabber and proud already just about that. But, okay. Now we're going to make a shift over to Ide King's wife, okay, who was Susie Singer. Susie Singer. And her dad, this would be your great-great-grandfather, was named William Singer. Okay?
I got that.
He was born
in family.
You heard that name? Okay, that's awesome. So he was born in 1838 in Garrett County. Okay. But right there on the border. And one thing that's pretty cool about him, and I'm going to bring this up right now about him, is, buddy, he spent more than 3 years in the Civil War. 3 years in the Civil War.
A singer.
Yeah, William Singer. He spent 3 years and 27 days in Company F, the 8th Kentucky Infantry. And if you want to read, look up the 8th Kentucky Infantry, because they were in some stuff. Okay, they 3 years, man. I mean, and he enlisted. He was 24 years old. He enlisted on October the 4th, 1861. The reason that's a big deal is I have to check my dates on here. Was it April that the firing on Charleston was in 1861? So in a matter of months of the beginning of the Civil War, your ancestor went and enlisted.
I'm ready to go. Let's get her done.
Yeah. By the time the stories hit the area and things like that, he went off and enlisted early. And that means something. A lot of times you'll see somebody enlist late. They were trying to get in before it ended, but he enlists early, which means he must have had some kind of a love and compassion for his country and a sense of duty.
Well, I'll tell you right now, our family and our kinfolk, I say kinfolk, are very, very patriotic, and it comes natural, as I have found out.
Yeah, buddy. We ain't done with him either, by the way. But so he enlists there, and now I want to show Jordan, if you could show picture number 10. It's a little bit blurry there, kind of thing. But this is a copy of a muster roll, and that's the January, February 1862. At the bottom of it there it says 1 month pay to be deducted by order of a court martial.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? He had a court martial.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So we don't know right from this record exactly what he was court-martialed for, but this is not the first time you're going to see something like this with this guy. But he's deducted a month's pay. Yeah, you can come back to us, Jordan. So, but he's deducted a month's pay. It probably was something minor. Don't know what that was. Could have been a rowdy guy. Probably, it's kind of like you, I guess. But so he's deducted a month's pay. And then, Jordan, if you wanted to show picture number 11, it's something pretty neat. What that says down there on the bottom, this is March and April of 62. He was appointed a wagoner there. And I think it says March something 1862 there. You can come back to us, Jordan. Do you know what a wagoner is?
I have no idea.
Well, it's somebody that it'd be like the guys in the trucks. They're hauling the gear. It was very important job to be a wagoner because not only did you have the supplies right there, but you had to do your duty as a soldier and maintain the supplies in the wagon and things like that. Now he stays a wagoner pretty much the rest of his duration. That's in the war. So you'll know that your answer, what did he do in the war? He drove a wagon around, kind of thing. So pretty important job. And it's something that they just didn't give to anybody, just a regular foot soldier. It's somebody that gave him some responsibility, kind of thing. So thought that was pretty neat. Now, Jordan, if you'll show picture number 12. I can't see it so good there, but this is August the 4th of 1862. Down on the bottom, he is dropped off the rolls for desertion.
He's had enough.
He's dropped off the rolls for desertion. Yeah, you come back to us, Jordan. So your ancestor, your great-great-grandfather fought in the Civil War here, deserted, didn't he?
Apparently.
What do you think about that?
Well, you know what? At those times that he was in, he may have had enough. Just like today in 2020, 2021, he may have just had enough. And I'm not disappointed. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it. I think that at that time he made the decision that he needed to make.
That's a great take on it. Desertion is not an uncommon thing for us to find in there. A lot of times guys are like, look, man, I thought I was going to get a furlough. I thought I was going to get a leave to go back home. I got to get the crops in, run back home. I got stuff to do. I'll come back after this is over. That was not an uncommon thing for people to do, kind of thing. So, and there's a lot of reasons for why people do certain things. But I want you to hold that in there. We're not done talking about that. So that's going to come up here again in a second. So remember that, of course. And then his unit in October that same year was at the Battle of Perryville, which I know you know about that.
You're joking me.
Travel those roads a lot.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there, Tim.
I travel those roads a lot.
Remember, though, he wasn't there. His unit was there. He wasn't. Remember, he was absent.
That's right.
He missed it. He missed the Battle of Perryville. Kind of funny. So, yeah. What do you think about that? You were like, oh, shoot, man, I go there all the time, man. So,
I know.
But
yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Where do you think he was during that battle?
I guess having a sip. I don't know.
I know where he was. I'm going to show you here in a minute, but I know where he was at. And at some point in January, February, he rejoined his unit because he's back present again. And by June and July, he was present for the Tullahoma campaign. You can look that up and read all about that. You know that your ancestor was there in the Tullahoma campaign. So you make sure you look that up. It'll be in this report and stuff like that. I'll be able to get that to you. And August 16th, 1864, they left him sick in McMinnville, Tennessee. He was sickly. You know, a lot of sick happened there. Are we still there? Yeah, we're good.
Yes, I'm here.
This is live, folks. They left him sick in McMinnville, Tennessee. You know, I don't know if he had pneumonia, you know, tuberculosis or whatever, but if you study the Civil War, the sickness was the #1 cause of death in the Civil War too.
I understand that.
So then in September, his unit is at the Battle of Chickamauga, but he's not there. He's still in the rolls as being sick. So he missed that battle too. In October and November, his unit took part in the Chattanooga campaign in the Battle of Lookout Mountain and Missionary Ridge, and he was still sick. He missed it.
Wow.
He's still listed on the sick rolls. So what do you think about that, Tim? This guy, he was in a unit. They were involved in some major battles in the Civil War, but he keeps missing them.
Well, you know what? I hope that he was honestly sick, which I believe that he was. But I do know that in the time that they lived in, it was uncertain of anything that you were doing or how you were going to get back to your family. It could have been a family thing, or it could have been an actual ailment thing. I don't know.
Yeah, so he was sick. You can look at it a couple different ways. Hey, bro, you missed out on the big battle here, but the other thing is you're not dead.
Right, and you're military. You understand that.
I mean, these little wrinkles in time, these little moments. What if he would have passed away, and there would be no Tim King?
Well, thank God for that. That's true. I never thought
Right.
of that, Russ.
Little things like that. That's what I think about when I see stuff like that. It's those little wrinkles in time. Looks like we're having a rough connection too. You know, we're getting kind of frozen up there, ain't we?
I'm good with that, Russ. You know, you all, Family Tree Nuts has opened my eyes up so many things right now, and I'm very proud that I got connected with you. And fortunate.
Yeah, man. So in May of June, he's back with his unit, and he gets sick again. So he's sick again. This is kind of a theme. First, he's missing. You know, he looks like abandoned. Now he's been sick twice. You know, kind of thing. Back by July, he's back with his unit. And Jordan, if you could show picture number 13. It's a little bit what that is. He's settling his accounts here, kind of thing. He's getting out. It's in November 17th of 1864. He's in Chattanooga, showing that he's getting paid and things like that. There's a little comment down there on the bottom, and I know you can't see that right here because it's blurry on here. Sometimes these old documents don't point over very well, but on your report, it's very clear. Jordan, if you could come back to us real quick. What that said down, you ready for this, Tim? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Okay, what that said down there on the bottom, it said that the charge of desertion was removed.
Wonder why.
I know why. So you told me a minute ago that that he might have had his reasons, kind of thing. You don't hold it against him, right? Kind of thing. So Jordan, if you could show picture number 14. You can't see it. It's too blurry. It's too blurry on there when it's stretched out there. But I guess come on back to us there, Jordan. Sorry about that. It's too blurry on that small document. The reason why the desertion was removed is that The reason why he wasn't with his unit is he was captured and he was in prison.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
So all this time, this information was saying desertion, sickly, but he was actually a prisoner of war.
That's right. And he was either paroled or escaped. I don't know how he got. We have to do some deeper research if it's even possible to find that out. But he was, like I said, he was captured at one point, and that's why he wasn't there.
Russ, was he with the Confederates, or was he with the Union?
I guess I should have said that earlier. He wore blue. He was on the blue team.
There you go. We're done.
He was on the blue team. Pretty cool. And captured there in Tennessee. So that's pretty cool. Jordan, if you could show picture number 15. What this is here is the, gosh dang it, you can't see it, but it's the 1890 veteran schedule from Elliston, Kentucky. I know you know where Elliston is, and he's right there in the middle. I think he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names down. Where'd he go there? No, he's 6 names down, and he shows the time that he's in. You're going to have this a clear copy in your report. Shows that his unit that he's with and the times that you can't see that, so we're just going to have to move on there. But down on the bottom, it says that he has a wound. He was wounded in the hand. So he was injured. So he would have had a Purple Heart, in modern day time period in the Civil War. We don't know if he was injured, in combat or driving a tent stake or something like that. But he did have a wound in his hand, and he did draw a pension. So, and here's something pretty cool, Tim. I know where he's buried. Did we lose Tim? Burn it, man. So I think we lost Tim there. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to send Tim a message here off. Yep, we lost Tim. I'm going to tell him to hang on one second, everybody. I'm sending him a text. Same way. So, we got Tim on here. He's going to join us here, right back here. But this is something that this is powerful stuff that we found out here. Tim didn't know anything about his family tree, didn't know anything about his people, and now he's discovering an ancestor that fought in the Civil War for 3 years, was a prisoner of war, was captured, was in some combat times, was injured at one point, and that's pretty davern cool. This is just on his father's side. This is just a microcosm of his tree. And we're going a little long here. The rest of this stuff that we have here is pretty short. Hope that Tim joins us back here real quick. But I'm going to see if there's any comments here. Joshua says he wondered what prison he was in. We're going to try to find that out. Not sure if we're going to be able to. Sue says that he may not have survived there. But scrolling up through here, find some more comments. Hopefully Tim joins us there. Good researching skills, Russ. Thanks, Joshua. But Dustin did 98% of this particular tree right here. Isabel says she just wants to know what part of Europe everybody's from. That you take a DNA test for that one to get that. That's something I wanted to bring up too. This is common knowledge to people that do the genealogy work, but a lot of people think you just send them some spit and you're going to get your family tree. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to get what your DNA makeup is. If you want your family tree done, you got to do some digging. You got to put some time in there. Or people like Family Tree Nuts. We do this every day. Joyce Pearson says she has the cousin thing in her family too. I don't know. I built so many family trees where that's incredibly common to have cousins that you're part of there. So let's see here. I'm scrolling back through some comments here. Vicky says that her family members married family members, cousins marrying cousins. Yeah, it's, we joke and laugh about that, but man, that is extremely common stuff. So there's 2 sets of kids, but ask us some questions. What are you wanting to see here? from these type of things. This is a pretty neat thing we're doing, and something we just started doing is a tree reveal live. Hopefully, Isabel said, "Are you Irish or are you English?" I don't know. You're going to have to send some spit in to find that out. But to do that, we can do some deeper tree research and things. That's up to Tim if he would like to take that farther. That's a tremendous amount of work. Like I said, just that one line looked like it was going into the 1600s if we really started to do that. So, but Isabel, that can definitely found it. Hey, we got Tim back. Are you there, buddy? I can see you, but I can't hear you. Maybe that's better. Still can't hear you, brother. But apparently you can see, you can hear me. So aren't there any immigration records? Yes, there probably is immigration records, man, but it would be about 200 years before where we chased this tree here. You have to understand that we all have 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-greats, 32 great-great-greats, 64 4-time greats, 128 5-time greats, 256 6-time greats, and 512 7-time greats. So that's a lot of people to chase right there. So we can definitely do that. Anthony says, I'll ask again where he is buried. That's where we were at talking about that. Tim, can you, if you can hear me, touch your nose? I don't know if Tim can hear me or not. Sorry for the spotty connection, everybody. This is, hey, he touched his nose. That means he can hear me. We cannot hear Tim, but I am going to keep going. Let me see if Jordan's messaging me. Tim, Jordan says that you have muted yourself. If you can find the button to unmute yourself. He can hear you. We just can't hear him. So if you unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, Tim, it's Jordan here. Russ seems to be frozen this time, but we can hear you, so you are actually running the show, good sir. The moment Russ comes back, I'll let him in. But why don't you tell us some about your impressions about learning all that awesome information?
Well, I'm very excited about what Russ has discovered for my family and me. And I have a lot of family members looking and listening tonight. And I just want to know, and I hope that they are excited about our family tree. And we are, we have a huge family in the King family. And it goes so deep and so unknown of things that we have. We love each other, the ones that know each other, but the ones that we have lost before us, that's what I wanted everyone to know. Where do we come from? And Russ at Family Tree Nuts is uncovering a lot of things that we did not know. And that's all I want to say. I mean, it's just emotional. It's very exciting. It's very informative. And I'm so proud that I know Russ Carson with Family Tree Nuts to do this. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Well, Dustin's the one who spent most of the time on your tree. But
Well,
Dustin, our
thank
team
you,
here.
buddy. I don't know Dustin, but I've talked to Dustin via text, and you are the man.
Yeah, man. I wanted to bring something up. You've got somebody named Gerald King. I'm sure you probably know who that is. That's made a comment. Was there any mention of a great grandmother being Cherokee Indian? Tim, every single day of my life, people are looking for that Cherokee great grandmother or great great grandmother. No great grandmother yet that's a Cherokee Indian. If that person exists, more than likely it would be your 4th, 5th, 6th great grandparents. It's the common myth. I have 4 articles that are saved on my phone that I could text anybody in a second's notice about where is your Native American DNA. So we should do a show about that. You're not probably going to find that unless we go back even further than we're doing here. But maybe we'll find that if we can dig back deeper. So going back to moving on here.
Let me say this real quick. I know we're time frame here, but Gerald King is my first cousin. That's my dad's brother's son. And all of our lives, we have heard that we had Cherokee in our family. Big nose and gray hair and an attitude.
Okay.
So that is just something I guess has been handed down or somebody started. I don't know. But with your help at Family Tree Nuts, we're going to make that the truth of what we
can find it out. It's just my person, and we're going on a tangent here, but I would say 95% of people that are from the Appalachia region are looking for that Cherokee ancestry. I have a lot of theories on what that is, but more than likely, those people that married Cherokee was in the mid 1700s. At the latest, it's like 1820s and stuff, making that your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th great grandmother, if that person exists. But anyway, it's another show. We'll look for it. I better shut up about that right now. But no Cherokees just yet, and it might not even be a king line. People forget. We're talking right now about your 3rd great grandfather, and we all have 32 3rd great grandparents. So that's 1 out of 32. Kind of thing. We forget that we have this many branches that's out there. But so going back to your Civil War vet, William Singer, his dad was Ephraim Singer, and he was born in 1798 in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, PA.
Yeah. And chances are, if we dig deep, that's probably going to end up being a German name. I don't know yet because we'd have to go back further in order to figure that out. But we know that by 1835 that he had moved to Kentucky because we found his marriage record. 1840, he lived in Mercer County. And in 1850, he lived in Garrett County. And he was a shoemaker. He made shoes. Your 3rd great grandfather. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
That is very cool. And I go through Harrodsburg and Mercer County all the time.
Yeah, you got some deep roots there a couple hundred years ago, brother. So Now going back to William Singer, your great-great-grandfather's wife, her name was, and I'm going to hurry through this because we've only got a few more people to cover here in this particular show. But your 3rd great-grandfather, or your 2nd great-grandfather, William Singer's wife, your great-great-grandmother was a Dulcina Dozier. And her dad, your 3rd great-grandfather, was Levi Dozier, and he was a blacksmith. And they lived out around Elliston also, kind of thing. So, and he was born in 1800 in Madison County, Kentucky.
1800 Madison County?
Yep.
And in Elliston, that is Washington County, if I'm correct.
No, Elliston out there just south of that little map community south of Waco.
I'm thinking of Wellington. Sorry. I'm bad. My bad.
Elliston. Yeah. That little, today it's just a crossroads, but it would have been a
Bybee area.
Community. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Deep roots there. So that means that, Tim, that you have at least one branch that has been in this county since the 1700s.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is
minimum.
Those that don't live here that are kin to me, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah. I mean, you got some deep roots right here in your community. You definitely can take ownership to it. So I know a lot of people have been moving into the community over the last 20 years or so, but all them outsiders, you can definitely claim it. You were here before it was a county, So, but yeah, man.
Russ, I was actually raised here in Whitehall, Boonesboro area. Daniel Boone, Cassius Clay, the Avalanches. And man, I'm telling you right now, history is amazing, and you're bringing it to life, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. And all we've done is chase your grandpa's side so far. Your dad's dad. Now we're moving over to your grandma's side, your dad's mother kind of thing. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm just trying to hit some hot points here. There's a whole lot more stuff that you're going to see in that report. But on your grandma's side, her name was Grace Ramsey. You knew that already.
Yes.
Do you know who her dad was?
I don't.
His name was Charles Crittenden Ramsey. Charles Crittenden Ramsey. Pretty cool name, right?
Yes, it is.
He was born in 1873 in Jackson, Breathitt County.
Bloody Breathitt.
Yeah, buddy. About that same time period, too, buddy. About that same time period. We know that by 1900, though, he was living in Glades, Madison County, which Glades area would have been down there in the southern area of the county, down around Berea.
Glades Road, Berea.
Yep, absolutely. Would have been a little community of Glades. And he also, his job in 1900, 121 years ago, he was a teamster.
Wow.
He drove away. He's a truck driver back in the day before they had trucks.
That's unbelievable. A teamster in that day?
Yeah, pretty cool. Wow. Before cars and things like that. So I thought that was pretty neat. And if you want to show picture number 17, Jordan, we're almost done here, but picture number 17. This is, oh, shoot, man, we can't see it. But this is his obituary that we found. He died in 1953. That was about when you were born, I guess. No, I'm just teasing you. Not yet, but before you were born. But it says that he was 80 years old when he died, and he lived in, he went to Kirksville Christian Church, which is pretty cool. And it also says, yeah, you know where that's at, don't you?
Kirksville, those that don't live here, Russ, you're familiar with it. Happy Landing is between Paint Lick and Kirksville. The King's Tabernacle was built there by my grandpa and my great uncle. And so now I know why they were in that area, because their roots come from that area.
There you go. There you go. And his obituary also says that he was a third-degree Mason. So he was a Mason. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. There you go. That's
right.
pretty neat. So now we're going to move to probably the most interesting character that we found so far in your family tree. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, buddy.
So his father, your great-great-grandfather, was a man by the name of Robert Ramsey. And he was born in 1846 in Manchester, Clay County.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
That's a long ways from Kirksville, Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely. So they were in Clay County. We find that they eventually move up into Jackson County and things, but then his son was born in Breathitt County. So they're moving. As the crow flies, these areas are not very far, kind of thing, but driving wise, they're kind of far apart, but as the crow flies, they're not moving too very far in that general. So you've got deep roots in eastern Kentucky, not just the bluegrass region, but also in eastern Kentucky. Now, I'm going to tell you about his life, but I'm going to read a report about him that somebody wrote about him. I'm going to tell you some more details about him, but I'm going to give you a real quick overview. I'm just going to flat out read this. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir. Go ahead.
Robert George Ramsey was Justice of the Peace at Flat River for many years and a prominent citizen in the vicinity. He was born in Clay County on May 10th, 1846. He was Justice of the Peace, man.
Wow.
So that's a prominent citizen.
Now, back in those days, justice of peace to us is marriage. Was it law or was it just?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Up in those times, man, you might have had a sheriff, you might have not. justice of the peace, constables. They were the law. They were a judge, kind of thing. And it may take quite some time to get somebody to come and rule on a case and things. So he was an important fellow. It says since an early age he had been devoted to youthful activities, and besides the ordinary vocations and responsibilities of citizenship, he had a military record gained in the Civil War.
He had what? Excuse me?
A military record that he had gained in the Civil War, which he had reached before he reached his maturity. I'm going to tell you about that here in a minute, but so I'm just letting you know he was a Civil War vet.
Wow.
His father, your third great grandfather was born in North Carolina, and he died in 1874, having followed the occupation of farming throughout his career. Tim, I don't know about your politics. I don't care, but it says right here, he says he was a Republican, and he attended the Baptist Church. He married Charlotte Hubbard of North Carolina, and there's a story there that we're going to talk about in a second. But he said that he had limited schooling, but as a boy, he became a great farmer. And when he was 16 years old, he enlisted in the Federal Army.
16 years old.
Yep, he lied about his age. If you look at his documents.
What year was this, Russ?
What year did he enlist? It would have been 1861. We're getting ready to get into that, but yeah, he was only 16. So he lied about his age. He was actually not the age that he said he was. But he rose to a rank of corporal in the 8th Kentucky Infantry. Does that ring a bell? We'll talk about that in a second. After his return from the war, he engaged in farming. He was a resident of Kentucky. He was actively identified in the ministry of the Missionary Baptist Church, so he was very involved in his church. And by the time he died, he had moved. By 1893, he had moved to Missouri. He actually died in Missouri.
Wow.
During the time that he lived in the Flat River area, he served as a justice of the peace. He was the police judge, and it says, though his head is white with the passage of years, Judge Ramsey is still an active citizen and holds an honored place in the community. It says, once again, he was a member of the Republican Party, and he was an active member in the Independent Order of Oddfellows, which is kind of like, if you look back, it's kind of like the Masons or the Elks Club or something like that. He married, in 1866, he married Harriet Holcomb of Jackson County. Her father was Abner Holcomb, and that's relevant here in a minute. They had 9 children and things like that. So that's just a real quick synopsis of him. But now I'm going to tell you about his Civil War time. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready, buddy. I'm so excited.
All right.
I'm ready.
So January the 15th, 1862, less than a year before the beginning of the Civil War, he enlisted in Company G of the 8th Kentucky Infantry in Estill County. He was living in Tyner. You know where Tyner is, down in Jackson County.
Been there many times.
Yeah, buddy. That's where they were living down there during the Civil War. That's where your ancestor enlisted from. So pretty cool. Wow. You could drive through there. No, they were living right there. But here's the thing. I'm sure you did not catch this. I said that he was in the 8th Kentucky Infantry.
Right. I don't know much about 8th Kentucky.
He was in Company G, 8th Kentucky Infantry. A minute ago, we talked about William Ramsey. That was in Company F, the 8th Kentucky Infantry.
Okay.
They were in the same unit, brother.
You're kidding me.
So on your grandfather's side,
right,
Charles King, his grandpa was in the same regiment as his wife's grandpa.
I know that it's right. This 2 marriages come together, was in the same infantry.
Yeah, and they were in Company G and Company F, so it's almost impossible that they would not have known each other. They both did 3 full years in the Civil War. And I think that is a neat daggone story, man, because here's two guys, they've known each other and they were just some guy, but they don't know that they're going to have grandkids get married someday.
Absolutely. And you know what? This is a lot to absorb right now. A lot.
Isn't that a cool story? Isn't that cool, man?
It's very cool.
These guys
It's very cool.
chewed some of the same dirt and they end up making baby Timmy. So, but as a result, so.
God help them.
Yeah. Now there's two guys in the same unit in the same campaigns and stuff like that. What if one of them passed away? Then there would be no you, kind of thing. But we're going to move forward. We're almost done here for sure. But so he wasn't captured. In October of 1862, he was present with his unit at the Battle of Perryville.
Really? So he was there. He witnessed that.
We don't know for sure. He might have been late for the formation, kind of thing. But he was present on the muster roll. His unit fought at that battle.
He was there. I know he was there. I know he was. Wow. That's emotional, man.
Yeah.
Because that's
When's the last time you were in Perryville?
About a month ago.
Yeah.
About a month ago.
Now you can go
I
there.
did not know that I had family that had tripped through there in that capacity.
Yeah. And Tim, that ain't that far away, brother. That's your great-great-grandpa.
I know, Russ, and you know you live here, and we kind of do the same kind of thing for a living. Perryville's not off the step, it's off the beaten path, and it's very historical. It is very, it's somewhere that a lot of people don't go, but there's a lot of history there. So much history.
Yeah, and a very well-known place. It's a very well-known area.
Yes.
Next time you're there, you're going to be able to go up there and walk those walking trails, read those signs, and know that your great-great-grandfather was right there.
I challenge my family to go there that are listening now or hear this later. I challenge you all to do that and to understand that's not something that's small. That's a very big thing.
Yeah.
That was history being made. That was history being made.
And now it's personal, Tim. Yeah, this is in your DNA, brother. This is your DNA was at that battle.
Wow. The Battle of Perryville. Wow.
When you go there, I promise you, you're going to feel something.
I am next time I drive there. The next time I drive there.
Yeah.
My wife travels with me when I drive places like that. And it's so peaceful there in Perryville. Small community, but very, very beautiful.
Really is. He was also at the campaign, the Battle of Stones River. And then when his unit was at the Battle of Chickamauga, he was attached to a detail to guard a supply farm. So he missed the Battle of Chickamauga because he had to do guard duty for a little while, kind of thing. So he was on a detail. So hey, I bet you after what he had been through so far, he was so daggone mad that he missed that action with his unit. But what if he would have died during that battle, kind of thing. There's a whole bunch of what ifs. And that's the thing about your genealogy. When you start to go back, you'll start thinking about a whole lot of what ifs and things like that. So,
Russ, that's what I wanted to bring to the table too. Like you said, that one person that you don't know, you hear about, and this and that. The people listening might not be here because of that one person may have stepped the wrong way, turned to the left, right, and a bullet hit him, her, whatever. We're here because faith, and you're bringing that to reality in history. And I thank you for that.
Yeah, but we are miracles. It's a miracle that we're here. By so many ways. He rejoined his unit in November, and he was at the battle, Lookout Mountain and Missionary Ridge. So he was at those battles. You can do research about it and know that your guy was there. He saw quite a bit of action. He was in the same unit as the other great-great-grandfather, but the other guy got sick a lot, but this guy was in the battles there too. So I think that's really, it makes it so personal. And I want to show you a picture. Picture number 18 is something that happened there in January of 1864 for him. It's blurry, but the picture that you're going to get is a good solid copy of that Dustin found for you. You know what that is, Tim? Can you see what that says at the top?
I cannot, Russ.
Well, it's got some details on it. You go back to us, Jordan. But he re-enlisted, man.
He what?
He re-enlisted. That's his re-enlistment papers.
Really?
He stayed in.
Let's go. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Yeah. I thought that was that's a pretty cool document. Brother, if that was my ancestor, I'd put that in a frame. I'd put that in a frame on the wall right there. That's your great-great-grandfather's re-enlistment papers during the Civil War.
And that's a true patriot, buddy, in my book.
Yeah. A lot to be proud of there, isn't there?
I am very, very proud of that. And those listening, you should be too, if you're kin to him. That's awesome.
So he died in 1920 in Flat River, Missouri. But he's not buried in Missouri. You want to guess where he's buried? You're never going to guess, but
I have no clue.
he's buried in Berea Cemetery. Berea Cemetery.
I have drove by there thousands of times, and I have been buried there.
He's buried in Berea Cemetery, brother. You can go there tomorrow.
Will they have documentation where he's buried, or have to search for it, Russ?
No, I know where he's at.
Do you really?
Yeah. We'll find him. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, William Ramsey, the other great-great-grandfather, he's buried out in Bybee. And he's buried with a whole bunch, like your great-greats and your third-greats, and I think your fourth-greats are all buried there. And it's on a cemetery that's off the side of the Dadburn Road on private land that's overgrown and things like that. So I want to go there with you. I say you and I take an adventure and let's go find their graves.
Buddy, that's a deal. I'm in. When you're ready, I'll make it ready.
Yeah, and we will film that. We will film that and document that so everybody gets to see that also.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
You better bring some tissues when we find it, brother.
I'm good. Let's do it.
You better bring some tissues because you'd be like, oh my God.
You know me, Russ. I'm a crier. I'm on the spot. I'm very emotional.
Hey, it's personal, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, like I say, he's buried there in Berea, and I got two side notes about him. Oh, I already told you about the other one there. One of the side notes was that he's connected to your other great-great-grandfather. You ready for this one, man?
Okay, I'm ready. You said you had a special coming on.
His mother was a Holcomb.
H-O?
His wife was a Holcomb.
What? Are you kidding me, Russ?
His mother was his wife's aunt.
You know what? When we're so pretty, it's hard to not get along.
That's two of them we found there, brother. And
hey, buddy, you know what? When you're good looking, you just can't help it.
That's right. That's right. Nothing wrong with that, man. But his dad was, yeah. His dad, your third great grandfather, was William Ramsey, and he was born in 1809 in Buncombe County, North Carolina, okay, which is around Asheville. And so was his wife's people. This is relevant, okay? We know in 1840, both sides of the family were still living in Buncombe County, North Carolina. but by 1850, they're living in Owsley County. So we know that in the 1840s, there was a family group that moved from around Asheville, North Carolina into eastern Kentucky there. So don't know what the reason for that is. Say again?
Owsley County, Beattyville?
Yeah, this is relevant because if you study the history of eastern Kentucky, a lot of these remote areas that are remote today, even today, to get in and out of these places, it's difficult to get to. A lot of those areas were not settled until about this time, mid 1800s, whereas here in central Kentucky was found, settled in the late 1700s. It took another 50 years or more to start settling up in the backcountry in there in a lot of these communities, kind of thing. So there was just good land. I don't know what reason they came, but it's neat that a family group that came there together. And of course, he died in 1864, and he's buried up in Greyhawk in Jackson County. You know where Jackson Greyhawk is?
Absolutely, brother. You've been there lots of times. Greyhawk, I know where it's at.
So he's got a headstone that's etched on there. It's a real country headstone, and we can go take a look at that too. We can go check it out. But yeah, and your third great grandfather, his wife was named Delisha or Delicia or kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure how she pronounced that. She was born in 1812 in Asheville, North Carolina, right there in that same area. And Jordan, if you'd like to show our last photo right there, picture number 20. There she is, man. We got a picture of her.
Oh my God. Now, will I get a picture of that, Russ?
Yeah, we got copies of that for you. So you can't see it as good there. It's not a great picture anyway. She's born in 1812. She's an elderly lady. So, that picture right there is probably from the 1880s time period right there. But that's pretty cool, isn't it? Are you still there? All right. Am I still here? Well, shoot. Hello. Hello, hello. Are you still there, Tim? I lost sound there again, daggone it. So looks like we're going to try to figure that sound out. See what Jordan's saying there. Sorry, guys, we're wrapping this up here, but wanted to wrap this up real quick. Yeah, I got you now, buddy. I got you. You got me?
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
100% live. 100% live. That's for sure. So that wraps it up for now, Tim. Now, that is what we call, that and more is what we call our Pioneer package, our base starter package. If you choose so, we can take that. Dustin can take this back much, much further, back into the 1700s and things. Some stuff. We've got ways to do a lot of research there too. We can talk about that off the air if you'd want him to do that for you. But you see how much value that you've gotten just for the small package that we do, isn't it?
Oh, I'm telling you right now, I'm excited about this. I'm very grateful. Russ, it's a pleasure to know that, you do what you do. I don't know how to tell you thank you so much. Everybody behind the scenes, doing the videos, the research, everything. You know what, guys and girls, if you want to find out more about your family, I recommend highly, and this is not a pitch, this is the truth. You need to get a hold of Family Tree Nuts, Russ Carson and his staff. They have worked with us, my wife and me, so grateful. It's just, I don't have to tell you thank you. And I can't wait to get the documentation where I can actually sit down with a cup of coffee and read it and cry and laugh and read just to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll have that for you here in a day or so. We'll have that ready for you. But we've got we still got your mom's side to work on, and we've just started here. We've got our settlers package where we can go deeper and deeper into the 1700s if you want to go into that. We've got that too. So, what was your biggest surprise tonight?
I guess that the Civil War, military guys, that, the things were a little different back in the day where we married the same name. The dates and where people are buried, a lot of things. It was a lot of things. It wasn't just one big boom. It was just like, spreading butter over bread. It was just so good. And I appreciate that. It was really good.
Well, it's good to me too, man. I tell you, this is an absolute passion. I feel like we're honoring your ancestors and we're keeping them alive. These are people that have been, for a majority have been totally forgotten. And now they're going to be preserved for all of your descendants. They're going to see this video. They're going to have this reports and stuff of your ancestors and things. And you've really done a great service of keeping your people alive. I think so. So.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'll tell all my family members that I have a ton of awesome cousins and family members. If you all need any information about what I have done to get this far, contact me if you don't want to do it other way. But please go to Family Tree Nuts on Facebook. And I'm telling you what, they can research. Russ, I'm not just trying to plug you, brother. I'm telling you the truth. Because me and your friends, you all you've kept it professional. You have kept it unrevealed to me. And I appreciate the professionalism you've done. And I thank you for that. And I recommend you highly to anybody.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. We definitely put some passion into it for sure. And without a doubt, and love it so much. And you've got a lot to be proud of in just this little part of the tree. We haven't even taken it back farther.
We're going there. We're going to go there.
All right, that's up to you, buddy. But I was doing a little peek in there. It looks to me like there's at least 2 Rev War vets I think that I can find in there. But I didn't want to go too, because once you go down there, you're talking about doing a lot of more work and hours and stuff. And
we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
But yeah, man, man. So
my mother told me to tell you. My mother will be 80 in July, and she said she is so excited about you all doing her side of the family. And I can't wait. And thank you, Russ.
Yeah, I think Dustin's about ready to get on that. I think he's waiting for the green light to go mom's side there. So we're excited about that. Yeah. So anything else you want to say before we take off here?
Other than I thank you and I appreciate it. And I am so proud. And you've done a great job. Thank you all. Dustin, Russ, behind the scenes and all the staff. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. So we'll sign off for now. Tomorrow, we got Mary Grace. She's going to be, and Sue, they're going to be talking about the history of Nevada. They got some great stuff out there in Nevada. And then we also, on Thursday, myself and Jameson from the Kentucky History Podcast will be on here talking about Sycamore Hollow, which is where Daniel Boone and the Axemen first came, and they started to build Boonesboro, and all the first few days that happened there, right on April the 1st, on that day. That's the day that they arose there. So that's pretty cool. So we got tons of videos coming out every day. You got to check them out. But we'll sign off for now. Thanks so much for joining me, Tim. And hey, guys, remember, Family Tree Nuts. Let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.
So you've built your family tree and made a ton of amazing discoveries. What a fulfilling experience it is to breathe life back into them. But what are you going to do with all the information that you found? Are you going to let it sit on some computer or some website? Maybe hand off stacks of papers and binders that you have to some relative that may be interested, but maybe not be able to make heads or tails of the research that you've done. Let us help honor your ancestors in video. At Family Tree Nuts, we make videos with you at the location of relevance to your ancestors, such as their gravesite, their homes, land, or other location pertaining to them. You tell their story in your words, documenting them forever. The professionally produced videos are published on our YouTube page where they are easily shared with your family members. The videos are also searchable and will be able to be seen for centuries by your descendants. Imagine being able to see a video of one of your ancestors. Well, your descendants are going to be able to do just that. And we have tons of examples that we can share with you. These videos are fun to make, and we can make many of them in just a single day. Don't let those amazing discoveries that you found slip back away into the darkness. Let us help you honor them by, in a sense, keeping them alive forever. Contact us for details.